Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
And thanks for joining us for this edition of the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Radig, and in a moment we'll be joined by City Manager Mark Roloff. In the first half of today's show, we'll have some municipal news updates, including information from city departments, and in the second half, we'll highlight items from the upcoming Tuesday, September 24th, Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda. And with that, we bring in our City Manager, Mark Roloff. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here, Andy.
Well, we have a lot to talk about, again, as we usually do. And one thing that has recently come up, it's very exciting actually, that the city has been awarded more than $8 million grant for a new pedestrian bike bridge over I-41. This is really an exciting development.
Yeah, this is federal funding that comes from the federal bipartisan infrastructure law through the U.S. Department of Transportation. There's a program called Safe Streets and Roads for All, a grant program, and this is to, as you said, to design and construct a bicycle and pedestrian bridge over I-41. And that's really to improve the safety for pedestrians and bicyclists. I think a lot of people know that negotiating the roundabouts on I-41 for pedestrians is difficult, to say the least.
Right.
It's intended for vehicles, so we've been looking for different ways. And one of the discussions we had with the DOT over the years was that, well, maybe a pedestrian bridge would be in order. Mm-hmm. Now, many years ago, I was able to do a pedestrian bridge over 41 in my previous community. So it's not unlike what you're seeing here, although I had nothing to do with this. Talented people did this rendering of what it would look like. Mm-hmm. So the idea is to give an opportunity for folks to cross I-41 in a safe manner. This concept is not old, though. This has been recommended in multiple versions of our city's bike and pedestrian master plan to provide this dedicated access. So for now, the city's going to be working with the U.S. Department of Transportation to start the process of implementing the grant, and as we go through the process, keep engaged with it. We want to thank Senator Tammy Baldwin's office. She assisted us in securing grant funding for this. And also, the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission did a lot of work in starting what is known as a comprehensive safety action plan. And normally that sounds very bureaucratic, and it is, but without that plan, we wouldn't have even been in consideration for this grant. East Central moved this process up because they saw how important this pedestrian bridge was to pedestrian safety in Oshkosh. And so they updated the plan, and I give them tons of credit for that. So
we even had a former community development director from Oshkosh that was involved in this.
Yeah, our previous community development director, Alan Davis, gave us some little assistance. We dragged him out of retirement for a short amount of time, but this was something that has been on the drawing board dating back to when Alan was a community development director, and our new community development director, not so new anymore, but our community development director, Kelly Nyforth, saw this and saw an opportunity to take advantage of the bipartisan infrastructure laws. Great collaborative between the city's Department of Transportation, our Public Works Department, Community Development Department, East Central, Senator Baldwin's office, East Central, I mentioned, a lot of great collaboration to make this happen.
Absolutely. Any idea on a time frame for this? Probably not yet.
I don't have any idea on that, but a lot of people have asked me. The question I get more is, well, where is this located? And I don't want to get anybody panicking or anything. Conceptually, we've been talking between Witzel and Oshkosh Avenue, Highway 21. We've got to go through a process to identify what property is available, and it's got to be available on both sides of 41. So it would be premature, and I don't want to get people all panicky. Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to take this out of my property. We will be working with people as we develop this, and conceptually, you saw the drawings. They aren't specific to a location at this time, but generally, it's going to be between Witzel and 21 for sure.
Well, it'll be a great thing for safety for all those pedestrians and cyclists that go through that area. So,
Yeah, we're really excited about this.
yeah, very good. All right, another very good thing is that the Oshkosh Police Department has a new therapy dog, and this is an exciting addition to the staff there at the police department.
Well, the police department is very excited. Our new canine is Gemma, and Gemma is a professionally trained 2-year-old female yellow Labrador who follows in what we call the large paw prints of Canine Magic, who tragically passed away late last year. So you can see Chief Smith is excited. Our behavioral health officer, Scott Zapata, he's been working since 2021 on behavioral health related calls and the highly sensitive and emotional calls for service. And it's supporting employees of the Oshkosh Police Department after critical incidents. The idea is that the therapy dog really works very well in helping de-escalate situations, and that's, especially when you're dealing with a highly emotional situation. So, couple folks we want to thank on this. There's a program called Journey Together, based right here in Oshkosh, and their mission is to provide highly trained service dogs to people with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Similar type of characteristics we're looking for in our police behavioral health dog. So Gemma was trained by Journey Together, and we're excited about that. So we're always looking through the police department to identify strategies to help officers de-escalate situations, bring them to peaceful resolutions, and Gemma is going to be one of our tools to be able to do that. And as we saw with Canine Magic, it works very well, and we're excited about adding Canine Gemma to our police department.
Very good. And we'll have some more video, and I'm sure we'll visit with Gemma very soon.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be at a future council meeting. I don't think the council is going to let me get away with not bringing her forward for showing off.
For staff introductions, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, then also we wanted to point out for the traveling public that the Roundabout at Murdoch and Jackson will have some lane closures coming up beginning Monday, September 23rd.
Right, it's going to be September 23rd through the 25th, of course, weather dependent. So you'll see some of the lanes that will be closed, and the reason for that, this is part of a citywide roundabout and entryway landscaping initiative. We were very fortunate to have some great community partners, and two of our greatest partners, they work with us regularly, the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. This isn't a roundabout, but it's one of our landscaping entry areas. This is along South Park Avenue, or Highway 44, right near the airport as we're approaching Interstate 41. And this was the first part of this initiative that was done. The idea is in the roundabouts, we'll be working on the central area of the roundabout, and these are really refreshing some of these landscaped areas that got a little tired, and we want them to, these are entryways, the roundabouts as well as the area along South Park Avenue. So we're going to be doing more of these, and you're going to see more in the coming weeks. So we'll be making these announcements as time goes on, but be on the lookout for Murdoch and Jackson to be slightly inconvenienced for a very short time, and it'll look wonderful when it's all done.
Absolutely, yeah. We have to maintain all of these entryways for our city. Okay, then speaking of maintaining things, we're taking a quick look at some construction updates that we have around the city, and one of those in particular is Grand Street is under construction. Yeah,
Grand Street is one of our capital projects for this year. Paving will begin early next week. That's the week of September 23rd, and it should be completed by mid-October. You can see that we've still got a little ways to go on Grand Street. And this project is concrete pavement and sidewalk, and what's already been installed is storm sewer, sanitary sewer, water main relay, and electrical work. So you can see a lot of work in progress still, but by mid-October that should be all nice and paved, and I'm sure the folks out on Grand Street will be very happy. Meanwhile, we're also working on 5th, Iowa, Michigan, and 7th, that sort of square. They're paving the second sides of Iowa and Michigan as we speak, and they'll be finishing the utilities on West 7th this street. So you can see actively working on this project. Our drone video gives you that great bird's eye view of the activity going on. West 5th Avenue is complete. And we still got a little ways to go, and of course it's still weather dependent, but we anticipate completion mid-October. So keep your eye out and please be a little patient. I know oftentimes 6th Avenue is a good east-west on the near north side of town or near south side of town. It is. Please be patient. We're probably about 4 weeks away from completion, and you'll be able to resume your normal commuting activities.
Sure. And then we have one more project that is on the far northeast side of the city.
Yeah, Nicolay Avenue. Now this is primarily a residential area, but it's going to be paved and fully opened next week. So a lot of good progress. You can see the concrete curb and gutter is already in. So it's really just about laying the pavement and giving it a chance to cure. So be on the lookout for that. So, and if you want to learn more about our current construction projects or the traffic restrictions that go along it, check out our Hot Topics section on the city's website about our street project update. And if you're interested in what is coming in the future, Public Works Director James Robbie's recorded an informational video that highlights the 2025 proposed capital improvement plan, and that can be accessed through the city's website and the capital improvement page in Public Works. So check that out. That's a real brief video that you can learn a lot about our projects for next year.
Yeah, it's very interesting to watch. You can find out what's to come. All right, and then we also wanted to point out that we have a couple of community surveys that are currently open for residents to participate in, one of which deals with overnight parking restrictions in the city.
Right. The council asked us to gain some public input before they take any final actions. There's been talk about what do we need to do? Is there anything we should do with parking restrictions in various parking areas, but also overnight parking, the 2 to 5 restriction. There's a variety of reasons. So I encourage you to take a look at some of the information that's in there. One of the great things about the Pulco survey tool is it just doesn't give you a blind, take a survey without any background. There's background you can learn about, things you may or may not have known about, how parking works and some of the things we do, but want your input. And because of the amount of input we want, the survey is going to remain open through October 27th. So, take a look again, the Hot Topics section of the city's website. You can get a great link to it and give us your input, and then we'll be compiling that, and we'll be reporting this back to council.
That's right. And the other open survey right now is regarding city manager recruitment. And so the council is looking for some information from the community about what they are looking to see as traits and background about the new city manager. Yeah,
the city has hired a professional recruiting consultant to assist them, and they enjoy getting the input from the community because that's information that they can share with prospective candidates. Because it's really not just a matter of finding the person who may fit in with the organization. It's got to fit in with the community as well. Right. So that community input's very important. And I can tell you, when I was doing the same thing, looking at this now 17 years ago, I was looking for what features of the community are out there. And I learned about the staff, I learned about the council, but the third part of that was learning about the community. So I encourage everybody, give your input. Just don't say you want a taller city manager. I'm pretty sure you'll get a taller city manager regardless of who you recruit for. So that survey is going through what, Andy?
That's open through October 3rd.
Again, and that's probably on the Hot Topics as well.
Absolutely. Yep. So we encourage folks to participate in those surveys. The input is very important, and believe me, those committees will take a look at the results. Your input also is confidential. It's not made clear to anybody who said what. So it's available for you to take right now. Okay, then we also wanted to point out that we have some updates regarding the Clearwells replacement project, and that's over at the water filtration plant. And I believe that there's a workshop that's coming up with the Plan Commission.
Right.
This.
Well, just a little background, the Department of Natural Resources has mandated that we replace our clear wells that are over 100 years old. So this is the area that faces Lakeshore Drive that is where the clear wells are planned to be put. So we're doing the Plan Commission for public buildings, and the clear well would be considered a building, requires Plan Commission review. They're going to be reviewing this on October 15th. And then there's also going to be a neighborhood meeting in late October or early November to take a look at that. So be on the lookout for more details about that. The big question I've been getting is, well, when the clear well is going to be done. The construction project for the clear wells themselves will be next spring, and that's when they'll start doing the heavy-duty construction work on the project.
Okay, and so really, this has been a project that's been worked on for quite a while, and actually the staff that are looking to design this have worked with Oshkosh previously.
Right. In addition to the construction part, there's the landscaping component. And I know a lot of people are interested in that because this is going to be above ground, so it's going to be much more visible. So we've hired the firm of Saki Design of Madison to work on the exterior site landscaping. And Saki Design has been around for quite a while. I first worked with them when they did we work with the Oshkosh Public Museum staff on the I-41 bridge and some of the artistic work you saw there, some of the landscaping you did. So Saki Design, very well regarded, and we'll be working with them. And so that'll be coming up. We're working with them now, and once we get construction going, then it's like, all right, now we know what's going to be where building-wise. Now we can start talking about landscape design.
Sure. Okay, very good. And we'll keep everybody up to date as that progresses. Okay, then we also wanted to point out that the Christine Ann Domestic Abuse Services recently had a community open house, and this is very exciting for them.
Well, this is we're excited because we have new neighbors, and we're welcome to the neighborhood Christine Ann Center. Although they're only moving over a couple buildings, but their new locations at 240 Algoma Boulevard. Some people may know this is the former beach building, but it's literally right next door to City Hall. This a brand new building, and a lot of people, why a new building? Well, safety, everything's under new roof, under a new building, not two buildings, much more capacity, a 64-bed capacity versus 37 beds. There's 22 apartments, both short-term and long-term or medium-term. All of them are ADA accessible. They now can accept clients with pets. They haven't been able to do that before. So a lot of great things that are featured because of the much larger building.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and we're seeing some video there of the renovations and how this looks. So,
and Christine Ann is certainly just more than just a shelter. There are many services that they provide. There's a 24/7 hotline for help. Yeah. It is an emergency shelter, of course, but they provide youth services, empowerment advocacy for ongoing support after immediate need is passed. Transitional housing for clients, and that's going to be the part of the building is going to be transitional housing. Once you're taking care of immediate needs, how do you basically build up so that you can find permanent housing for yourself? And then community education across the board. They do a lot of work with youth, but they do community education in general to make people aware of the seriousness of domestic abuse and how it's important, even if you're not a victim of domestic abuse, how important it is for our community to be engaged in this important topic.
Right, absolutely. And they have done phenomenal work for many years, and it's great to see that they have a facility that much better suits their needs, and it's very conveniently located downtown. All right. Well, then also we wanted to point out a couple quick things for the Oshkosh Parks Department. They have their Uke Fest on the Fox River that is taking place on September 28th.
Yeah, it's a day of workshops, music, and entertainment at the Oshkosh Senior Center. There's an admission fee involved, and then that ticket that you get will give you access to live performances and educational breakout sessions. So, sounds like a cool event, and just contact the Oshkosh Senior Center at 920-232-5300 for details.
And Brews in the Zoo is Friday, October 18th, and that's over at the Menominee Park Zoo.
Yeah, this is for adults, and it's there'll be craft beer, food trucks, things like that. Live music, costume contests. It's 5 to 9 p.m. on October 18th. That's free admission. So, but you must be 21 years of age to drink or purchase alcohol as well.
And then the next day, October 19th, is the Zulaween Boo, and that's for the kids.
That is for the kids, although the parents can come along. It's going to be, Saturday, October 19th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Menominee Park Zoo. So the food trucks will be there again. There'll be trick-or-treat stations, games, costume contests. Now, there are tickets for this event. There's a nominal charge, $5 for adults, $3 for kids, infants 1 and under free. Tickets will be available starting October 1st through the Parks Department webpage, so be on the lookout for it.
Absolutely. All right. And I think we'll just keep it right here, Mark, and we'll just turn our attention over to the agenda items from the upcoming Tuesday, September 24th Oshkosh Common Council meeting. And so as we dive into the agenda a little bit, it looks like we have an item, I believe this is in the consent agenda, approval of a plan for commercial development west of 1710 Oshkosh Avenue.
Yeah, this is that new area that's been getting developed along Oshkosh Avenue, just near Westfield and heading over towards I-41. The subject site is not too far from where the new True Hotel is getting built. And just to satisfy everybody's curiosity, the True Hotel is due to open in January 2025. So this subject site just gives you an idea of the addition. Now there's a Mr. Brews tavern there right now, so this is adjacent to that. And so we're excited with all the development going up along Oshkosh Avenue, and this is the next phase of it. And you can see we've got the Roundabout, we already have the Town Place Suites, and then the True coming. So there's a site that's going to be going next to Mr. Brews, and happy to be adding that to the many items along Oshkosh Avenue.
It's exciting to see all of that. There's quite a bit happening over there. All right, then we also have an item, approval of renewal of employee health and dental insurance, and this is part of the whole budgeting process for 2025.
Right. When you think about it, 75% of our general fund is personnel costs. And after wages, the second largest expenditure is health insurance. So this is something that we're always looking at, better ways to provide services. We opened up a clinic 9 years ago now in partnership with Winnebago County and the Oshkosh Area School District. Now, it doesn't really pay much to show you where it is because, number one, you can't go to it unless you're one of those employees of one of those 3 employers. But this is an employee clinic that we run through a contract, and it's doing so well, we're looking at moving it because it's expanding. We've gotten, number one, great efficiencies, and over those 9 years, we've gotten greater and greater usage that we've outgrown it. Now, what that means is that these are costs that we don't have to pass on to insurance, and we give incentives for employees that it's no cost if you go to this clinic. So there's a lot of great savings that we can do with this clinic. So our insurance is only projected to go up 1.5% next year. The reason for that is more people are going to this clinic.
Sure.
So the idea is we get more people to go to the clinic, it lowers our costs yet again. So those savings and efficiencies are super important.
Well, it's good news, for sure. All right, then a little bit later in the agenda, we have a reconsidered ordinance, and this is approval of a zone change, and this is the former Merrill School site.
Yes, it is, and as part of the campus plan, the school district had proposed to put some field track as well as some other areas over there. And some council members had some concerns with landscaping, and they rejected the the rezoning. There's also what's called a specific implementation plan as well. The council members who expressed some concerns, Councilmember Stevenson, one of them, asked that some things get done and he would be willing to reconsider it. It looks as though the school district has been responsive to those concerns, and Councilmember Stevenson asked it to be brought back. And that's the procedure that you do. Somebody who voted in the majority, and the majority said no, bringing it back to have a discussion, and they'll discuss both the zoning change as well as the specific implementation plan, and then council can reconsider whether or not they want to approve it this time around.
Okay, very good. All right, then we have some new resolutions, one of which is the adoption of the 2024 City of Oshkosh Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan.
This is something that I've asked our Parks Director Ray Maurer to do the day he arrived, and then regularly updated. This keeps us eligible for grants and things like that, but it also helps chart a course for where we want the future of our park system to be. Really appreciate the input of the Advisory Parks Board. They're recommending approval of this, and it's also gone to the Plan Commission, and they've recommended approval of this. So encourage you to take a look at it. It's got some great information, but it really says where we want the future of our parks to be. And a lot of it's maintaining what we have, upgrading things that have gotten a little tired, as well as create some vision for the future.
Absolutely. It's good to have those plans and be able to follow through with those. All right, then we also have approval of a budget amendment for some infrastructure projects, and this deals with ARPA funds.
Yes, that's the American Rescue Plan Act. That was the funds that were given to us by the federal government, and the council had made a policy decision that 75% of those funds would be used for infrastructure type projects, and we have to commit these funds by the end of 2024.
What does it mean to commit the funds?
Yeah, well, it really means, in our vernacular, we have to have purchase orders done, and we have to commit that we are doing it for a specific purpose. So whether it's some public infrastructure projects, a street project, equipment, or things of that nature, we've identified things that have been in our capital improvement plan that we would like to add, but we haven't had the funding for. So we've been using the ARPA funds, as they're called, to get that done. So committed means we get a purchase order. So the idea is that have council approve I believe this will be the last round of allocations to make sure that we commit all these funds by the end of 24. They'll get spent through 2025, but I think within 6 to 9 months we'll probably be pretty much done.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for the update on that one. Then we also have another new resolution, approval of plans, and this is a redevelopment site on North Main Street and Jefferson Street.
This is a project that probably dates back to 2006, so nearly 20 years. And we've always identified this area as a redevelopment zone. The redevelopment authority has been land banking parcels, and after that they put out a request for proposal, and Commonwealth Properties out of Madison submitted a proposal. They're very into affordable housing for low-income individuals, and one of the features that they're adding with this is a child care center. So it's really 2 stories. This you're seeing is from the Jefferson Street side. We got homes on Jefferson Street, so we want to make it compatible with our neighbors, our residential neighbors to the east. So this is the west side of Jefferson, and this includes a playground, a backyard for the kids to be able to enjoy, even though they're living in sort of multifamily housing, that there are features there that they can enjoy.
They can get outside.
Exactly. And then on the Main Street side, what you're going to see is more of a storefront, right up to the sidewalk, and conveniently in this photograph, or the graphic, you'll see Child Development Center. Not only is this a child care center, but it's the first one in the city of Oshkosh that's being proposed for 2 shifts, so like 5, 6 a.m. to 10, 11 p.m. at night. And that is so much in need for people who work past 6 o'clock, and daycare centers traditionally close around 6 p.m. There are people who can't work because they can't find daycare. Something like this will provide that service to the community, and we're really excited about this. So this is approving the specific implementation plan, which you see there. So we're real excited about it. Probably won't be for another year before they really get it off the ground, but we got things in motion.
Yeah. Well, we talked about a lot of exciting things coming to Oshkosh in this show. This is great.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Andy. Thank you for having me on to talk about these items.
All right, very good. And thank you for joining us today. We appreciate that you took the time to learn a little bit more about Oshkosh and your upcoming City Council meeting. Again, that meeting is this Tuesday, September 24th at City Hall, which is 215 Church Avenue. You can watch that live on GovTV, which is Spectrum Channel 10, UVerse Channel 99, and streaming on YouTube and OshkoshMedia.org. Or you can listen on the radio, Oshkosh FM 101.9, which is also online and on the TuneIn Radio app. So join us again in 2 weeks for another City Managers Report. Thanks for watching.